Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to do cinematic sequences on iMovie. So for example, some transitions that you just saw in the thing that I made before. So it was a nature cinematic thing that I made. So I'm going to be showing you how to make things like that, transitions and all that. Thing is, I'm going to be using iMovie for this, and you can easily apply it to Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro or other editors like that. But basically, these are very basic techniques, and I just wanted to scroll through my timeline and show you things that I use and the things that I go through during the process of editing clips. One thing about the clips is I filmed this with my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, and also the clips, they're shot in 4K and most of them are raw, and I barely color grade my clips at all, but I'll be scrolling through my timeline for that and showing you exactly what I have to do for that. Let's head on to iMovie right now. Okay, so I'm at my computer right now and I'm going to be scrolling through the timeline on here. So I basically have two projects that I use to complete this, and I had to save one project first and then add on other things. iMovie doesn't allow you to have multiple tracks on your whole entire timeline that allows you to do certain things. So I'll go back to my other movie right here. So I named it Cinematic. So basically what I had to do first is over here, as you guys can see, there is the music here. I just chose any upbeat music. I made sure to match it, so like this. I feel like it's pretty upbeat. So what I always like to start with is a black background in the beginning, so then it opens up, so it's like zoom, and then it opens up like that. It opens right up to the first clip. So the first clip is actually a slow motion shot of my chandelier right there. But what I actually did is, in my other project in My Movie 1 right here, I added some text so it looks like that, and then on the beat, so you can hear right now on the beat, I added the text from Pixlr, so you guys can just download transparent things like that, and I think it looks really nice. And also at the bottom here, I added some swooshing sounds, so I got like a package of about 5 of these swooshing sounds, and it made it like that. And you just line it up whenever the text pops up on the screen and when it pops away, so it looks like this. Like that, you hear the swishing sound. I feel like it just adds a better effect to it, and it just makes it a little bit more cinematic. Okay, back into the color grading thing. So if we go back to the cinematic, this was the first project that I did. The color grading thing I did, it was called Western, so that's what it looks like. I feel like it looks a little bit more cinematic than most things. And then the first transition I used was just one of the default transitions from iMovie. It was this slide transition, but I made the time to 0.2 seconds. But to change the time, you can just double click on the transition and then just change the time there. Also, the most important thing that I use to make my videos more cinematic, if I wanted to like really good b-roll, I make this black bar here. It's called a letterbox. I think that's what it's called. I'll leave a link in the description for where you can find something like that. But this is a letterbox. You just put it on your whole entire video, overlay it. If you're using iMovie like me, just make sure it's in the picture in a picture. And then basically what happened was there's little like white streaks at the top that showed, and I didn't like that at all, so I had to just crop it a little bit. So you can do picture in a picture, or cutaway is also fine, but also make sure it is in crop to fill or fit, either one of those. Just play around with it and make sure it doesn't zoom in, and make sure it's consistent throughout the whole entire thing. Alright, so basically the first transition was the wipe thing, and I also like to play around with the speeds a lot here. So basically, after the plant scene is over, I speed it up really quickly, and then I try to match it with the music to get that effect and do the spinning chandelier sort of look, and make it like slower right here. So it looks a lot slower right here. I feel like that looks a little bit better, but it could have been a little bit smoother. And then it looks a little bit faster here because it's just at the normal speed. And then what I actually love to do here is this transition. So basically I cut off 0.1 seconds of the last clip, and then I make it zoom in really fast like that. The way I make it zoom in is I do the Ken Burns and then start as like the whole entire full frame, and then I end it at like this really tiny part, and then it just makes a really cool zoom in effect that transitions into the next scene like that. And then it transitions into the outside with this brick stone right here, so it just plays for a little bit, and then I just do another transition right here on the next clip. What I actually do is I do a zoom out. It's basically the opposite. So if you look right here, it starts really small and then ends really wide. I just also color grade the bricks and how it looks and make sure everything looks nice and cinematic, and same with this. Then I keep going, and then this is faster. Obviously I sped it up, so I sped it up 2 times fast. Then I did the zoom in effect actually, so right here as you can see it's 0.1 seconds and it zooms in really fast like that. Then it goes to the next clip. So next over here is really cool because I actually used the camera technique where I just moved it over really fast, the camera to the next plant. So I went like this and then moved it over really fast right here, and then over to these white flowers a little bit. I did another camera technique is where I tilted the camera a little bit and then I went in a little bit slightly. I don't know how to describe it, but with these plants here, and I just made it so it matched the music also, so at the end it'll look like this. Yeah, so like on that beat, on that downbeat there. And then same with this volleyball net right here, I zoomed in. I think it's good to zoom in on things if you're looking at something at a closer look. So that's what I did, and I got like a close-up look at the net, put it in slow motion, and then I zoomed in really quickly, and then I got onto this, which is a really good shot here of this bee. These leaves, there's nothing much special here. And then I also do a fast motion thing down the tree to get to the ants. I'm just crawling, and then I'd make it another clip. I find these branches and then I do a slow motion shot of that, and also I make a really quick transition because I want to kind of move the camera away a little bit, so I decided to make that transition a little bit faster, and I do a slow motion shot over here again back to these branches, and then I do a quick zoom in right here, so I made sure it was quick, and then right to there, like right about to that spot at the end of the leaves, and then I have like a better shot of it right here. Okay, and then basically the same thing occurs with this luggage thing here. Slow motion shots, nothing too spectacular here. I just try to play with the music basically, and then I just speed it and slow down the clips to make it as like cinematic as possible. And this is my favorite clip right here. I got really close to the tree. I wrapped the tripod around the tree, and I think it's good. You got to make sure it's in focus and make sure the camera isn't as close to the tree. I just pan the camera to the left a little bit. I have some slow motion shots, and I think it's good to have those types of shots when the music is a little bit low and it's not that intense. So that's what I find is good with these cinematic videos. And then after that I zoomed out, I believe, and then it's just me walking and then just me at the end. That was the first part of it, and I didn't actually add any of those like swishing sounds, but if we go back to this in iMovie 1, I added some more effects like I said with the text here, and I did the swishing sound. So the swishing sound, the first one right here is when it goes up to the chandelier, so it will sound like this. I have like some things like that too. It's like swooshing when it goes into the leaves, into places, all like that. And then also at the very end I also just added another transition where it just zooms in on my feet, and then it shows my feet at the end, and I just have a swoosh from here too. And as it's ending, I like to have some sort of like still frame clip with slow motion, and I think it's just good as the whole entire video fades out, and I have that fade out black thing at the end. So I think that's just really good to have, and I believe that all of these tips that I just used, I bet you guys can apply too. And obviously these are very basic tips that I have because I'm a very basic editor, but this is just what I use personally. I'll definitely be trying to improve my game in cinematic film all the time. Yeah, that was all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a comment if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.